This is my second video on total quality control. I want to talk to you about your surgical experience with me and how I've controlled every single tiny element from beginning to end. And it begins with great teamwork. It's very important that you say, well, you know, I picked you, Dr. Lamb, as a great surgeon. I want you to work with me or work on me. And I said, great. You know, I'm a very, very important part of the equation, of course, in terms of your total quality output. But beyond that, how about your experience? We talked a little bit about that in a previous video, and I want to talk to you about how I try to control your entire experience from beginning to end. First of all, think of this. Do you get a random nurse that's going to show up on a certain shift for a, to help you at a surgery center? I'm not decrying surgery centers. I'm just here to have you understand the difference between what we deliver and what you may be delivered elsewhere. I have my own surgery center. It's just me. So let's talk about how do I control quality from the front side, the back side. Does a nurse that talks to you on the front end make you nervous? Does she care about you? Is she vested in you? Is your first experience through my door a quality one or one that will make you upset and nervous? And I can tell you one thing, I get great reviews from my staff, but Beth, who's on the front end, delivers a level of care and concern for you that I simply have not found anywhere. And I think you're going to sense that. She gets the highest reviews from all my staff, from patients, about how much care and support and love that she offers you. So that's the first element that's so important, is that front end delivery. The next thing is, then what do you get during the procedure? Do you get a random anesthesiologist? First of all, I've moved to using board-certified MD anesthesiologists. No knock on anesthetists. I just feel more comfortable as an MD physician that's focused on, as surgeon, I want someone that's qualified on the back end as a physician to work on your anesthesia. And oftentimes, if you pick a anesthesiologist from a large group of 30 or 40, you get many of them that are good, but you get a lottery of who's going to be there. And that's what happens in a surgery center. What's different from my place is that you get two board-certified MD anesthesiologists that I've handpicked myself based on their bedside manner, their quality of judgment, as well as their quality of execution of their procedure. So it's very important you understand this is not a Russian roulette when you get a good anesthesia provider. I've only handpicked two, and if they're not available, you don't get a procedure. So this is how I control every element. From the beginning, from the front end to the back end of the entire procedure is controlled for you. I want to touch back on an issue that I addressed in a previous video about doing one a day. Why is that so important beyond the fact that I'm fresh, you don't sit there for 10 hours starving? All those are very important, but there's another element that I want to address with you, which is the idea that I have not MRSA, is a very bad infection that goes on in the hospitals and surgery centers. Why? Well, is it luck? Well, partly probably so. But in addition to that, I don't have another surgeon working here. And I only do one a day. There's no cross-contamination when I have to wipe down a room and move another patient in, because I'm only doing one a day. So that there's no GYN cases, there's no abdominal cases, there's no feet cases, there's no other cases, brain cases. It's only what I do. It's just me. And that makes things a lot easier when you're the only one in the whole surgery center. So that is another level of quality control that I've hopefully can deliver for you based on great teamwork. And I really look at the experience you're going to have with me, not just me. I'm only one part of the entire equation. And I want to give Darla a shout out too, who's filming this, and she is simply one of the most brilliant surgical assistants I've ever seen in my entire career. Very, very smart, very, very dedicated, very creative, always looking at things that I could do better even during the surgical procedure for you, and I love that. I always look at the fact that I joke a little bit of something called RLF, or rate limiting factors, almost become a joke in the surgery center. It's not that I'm in a hurry. I'm never in a hurry. But what I want is to make sure that I don't keep you on the table for longer than I need to. Everything is orchestrated from beginning to end, and Darla is working with me to make sure that that experience is actually delivered in a very timely fashion without having to do a procedure longer than necessary. Hopefully this short video gives you a better understanding of total quality control for your experience here with us at Lamb Facial Plastics.